where we're at today. I got it. Okay, let me see. We're starting on number Mem Aleph. Is it on page? I know. So I guess I will read in the Tiv. It says Acher Chatzos Laila. I think that's where we're at. Hazibuk Elyon Hu Dezer Anpin Atzbach Hanikra Teferis. B'Chatzos Laila B'Mei HaChol. So we're in the weekdays now. We came to after Chatzos Laila. Nasav Zigav the Yaakov the Leah. Hanigdalim and at this time they grow up. Nigdalim Kakal Kumas Hazer Anpin. So he says Zer Anpin Hamor Khan. Hakavanot the Yaakov is really talking about the Yaakov. So in the Shefa Hakavanot, he's going to have something there, and we're going to want to look at the Shefa Hakavanot and see what he has to say about this. Let me just see what my nose is running. Morning allergies. Okay, so the Shefa Hakavanot says, it starts over here, Umin Hazivuk Hazeh. Did we do that one? No, that's not the one. Number Kaf Vav. There, it's down at the bottom. There we go. V'acher chatzos laila chazivuk elyon hu dezer anpin atzbach hanikra teferis. Hidecha b'chazivuk chatzos laila hu zivuk Yaakov v'Leah. And let's see. So we know that we've heard that many times before. Halachah the kelim b'panimim, and that's part of what I didn't really understand 100%. It's the kelim b'panimim the yom hakodim. Now this has to be the yichud that takes place. Because I guess they call the zivud of Kav Shaus, because this is dealing with yesterday's. The kelim b'panimim the yom hakodim kamavur, and he says we're going to get more on that because I'd sure like to know more. Drush Dalad over Drush Shinu Tefilus also over there. 1 second. Okay, and he says like that. He says Ella the Mekaven Shebezibuk the Chatzos Kumasa he because Shir Kumazir Anpin. It's in the entire length of Zer Anpin, the Kodem Chatzos Nigdalim Partsuf of Yaakov, because before this time, the Partsuf of Yaakov and Leah grow, Kashir Kuma Zer Anpin, to become the entire length of the core, which is, I guess, in this case, is Zer Anpin. Kumavur L'Kaman, Al Kain, therefore, Kodem Korach Arav the Zivug the Zevach the Zivug the Zer Anpin Atzmai. He says that so why did he bring that in? Hevi b'Shem and Sason, he said the Yaakov Nikra Teferis. Okay, no. So he says Kamavur v'hine zivug zen asach b'chatzos alayla. This Yikov takes place then at midnight. V'im came Sarak Lomer the Masha Amach Harav la'acher chatzos. Really says specifically the word after midnight. Who lav dafka, it doesn't have to be after midnight. It can be, I guess he means after midnight as well, at midnight. V'yesh Lomer Od Ama b'Sidurim. The Kosva writes this, and the Sidurim writes this. V'hamidenu acher chatzos, but we place it, I guess he means after midnight. Malkeno, this word Malkeno, he says this is apparently in the Siddur. He said Teferis, Malkeno, it really refers to the Teferis, which is the Zer Anpin, HaYorah the Mizdaveg Barachol L'Chotzim Neshamas Melachim Ad Kan Lashon, in order to bring out there's a Berurim. So let's see, for example, we're talking about a Yichud that's taking place either at or right after, between Yaakov and Leah, right after Chatzos. Or else we're coming over here and we said, let's just read it one more time. He said, so that's what we'll be doing. So when we say Malkeno, I'm not sure what Malkeno word fits in. I'm not sure exactly what he means, but when he says Arkeng, That's the Tiferes Zer Anpin, Hayorid, and that part of the Tiferes Zer Anpin, and we mentioned previously at nighttime, different times you have a yichud with the Yesod and Rachel, who is in Bia, into the what is it, the Heichel Kachi Kadashim of Bria, Rachel, Lotzia Neshamas Malachim Adkan Lashona. So that seems like it's going on at the same time. And Mavur L'Chara, Shahina Kavanot Al Zivug the Yaakov Alea the Chatzos. He's not really talking about it there. The after Masha Kasab the Tiferes Zer Anpin, when we say the Tiferes Zer Anpin, after the Farish Al Yaakov, we could say that the Yaakov. So it's Yaakov, what? Is making a yichud with Rachel. Mikol Makom, Halo Kazvach the Hedya, Shazivug hu im Rachel below im Leah at Sarach Eon. So he wants to say that we know that that's what we've been talking about. Now he comes along and he says that the yichud is taking place with Yaakov and where could Yaakov be in two places? Or is it the Tiferes of Yaakov that makes the yichud? Or previously they said the Yesod of Yaakov that makes the yichud, and the rest of Yaakov is making a yichud with Leah? Okay, I don't know. It's just like an open door there. He opened that up. So now we're going to look at number Kaf Zion, which has some arichos to it, and trying to understand the issues that are going on here. And it says like this, number Kaf Zion. Now let's read up to number Kaf Zion from Kaf Vav. Where was it? I don't know. Let's look up at the top. Amid Zivugahu, from this yichud, Nivroim Malachim Chadashim Kaniska B'Parshas Pekudi, V'Lachei Ne'eser La'amei Ha'aretz, so it's forbidden for Amei Ha'aretz, HaZivug HaTachtom Kol Chatzos Laila before midnight. But then it's permitted for them. This is during a weekday yichud, I guess. Since you don't see the revelation, of the great light, I'm not sure what he means. Because it's a yichud to create malachim, because that's what happens after midnight. Now, it's a lot of detail here, and I'm really sure that I'm following it all, but we'll do the best we can, right? So now we're down on number Kaf Zion down below, and it says like this: So that means a human yichud. And then it becomes permitted after midnight. So Mavur Khan, the chazivuk shel adam etachton, totally the fiach zigad and the asa ba'osa ha'es ba'olamos al yonim. So he says that you have to time. I guess he's saying we need to time what's going to happen in the upper worlds, or with what was happening down here in the lower worlds. The bezivuk, the ish and ishta, and ish v'isha. Hatachtonim noitzer guf of Vlad, that really forms the body of the Vlad. Umechazivuk shechav hapartzufim ha'elyonim anochi ba'ozach hazman misham nimshechas haneshama leVlad hanoitzer. So you have. So he said, what was the first part? He says. He said the mezivuk the ish ve'isha hatachtonim, that forms the body. Umechazivuk shechav hapartzufim ha'elyonim, this brings out neshamos. So you need these two going on. That actually is going on at the same time. Since there are differences at the place where the yichud that's taking place up above is taking place, and that's how the whole thing goes about. So he wants to say that if the yichud takes place before chatzos, then you have a different thing going on up above, and I'm not really sure that I remember exactly how it goes, so let's go on. So what actually flows, and what the creation that takes place there, because there's going to be something different. I mean, the neshama is going to come in, it's going to be different. So therefore, our rabbi explains Hazmanim Aru'uyim Ulav Yosef of the Zivug Atachton, which are the best times. Al Picha Zivug Marionim Naasach Bishaz Zul Lamal. Kadesh Nizka Lahamshech Lazareno, the Shamas Yosef Ma'ulas to bring the highest quality of the Shamas in. So he said, B'pri Eitz Chaim over there, it says like this, in his Boyer Inyan Yosef. The Zechel the Shona Bekitzer, Sod HaZivug B'chatzos Laila. 1 second. Sod HaZivug B'chatzos Laila. Hatam Shuhu Aser B'techilas Alayla B'chazivug. Now, he's saying it's Aser. B'fnei Asher B'chatzos Alayla. Leah, here we go again, Egdalas Panim B'panim. She then, at that time, grows up to the position of being Panim B'panim as their Anpin, and Meshachas Im Kol Shir Yaakov Kula, but called parts of their Anpin, V'oz Hadinim Nim talking. Now, read it again. He says, Mifnei Shebechatzos Alayla at midnight, Leah Nigdalas Panim B'panim, she becomes on the face of their Anpin, V'nimshachas Im Kol Shir Yaakov, and she is extended v'nimshechas im kol shir Yaakov, with the whole length of Yaakov. She becomes a whole length of Yaakov. Kula, b'kol the parts of their anpin, and all. Now this throws me a little bit. That's why I went over it again, because he says the entire Yaakov, and then he says kula, which is usually for the chaz lamata, but here he says kula b'kol parts of their anpin, and all of it has reached the whole length of their anpin. I think that's what he means. For az adinim nim talking. When that happens, you're going to have the dinim, which are in Leah, are going to be mindakim. Ak ba'arvis, who's zivug Yaakov Leah. But at Arvis, at midtime, he says it's zivug Yaakov Leah. Because Rachel chozeres the haktin atzma, she minimizes herself, liyos ach ba'ach to be ach ba'ach. That's it, not Myra. Blach ach b'Yaakov, a levada. She's all by herself over there because the yichud is taking place, I guess, in the front with Yaakov and Leah. V'zechein oz hu shlitas adinim, and so since Rachel is all by herself and she's been dismayed herself, it really causes a tremendous control of dinim. V'oz hu choshech gomor, and that's a type of nighttime. That's a complete darkness. And this continues on that particular stage of that yichud that's taking place with the isolation of Rachel. He says that continues until midnight. He says the difference between the words leil and the word lila. So he says, where's the word leil come from? It really refers to Leah. And so she's before night, it's called leil. Leah is called Lila. Pirish, I'm not trying to understand this. So she grows from the half of Zer Anpin, which her feet, so to speak, are at the cause of Zer Anpin. So he says, she grows down that way. So this is the concept of chetzos. Chetzos means, right, in the half. She also acquires the lower part of the space that was vacated, I guess he's saying, because Rachel's not there anymore. So therefore the dinim of Leah spread through the whole area. I think that's what he means. For Oz Nikwas Chetzos Lila, and that's called the split at nighttime, the lower half. Of the Shabbos Belila B'Tefilas Arvis, Oz Rachel Im Yaakov, they become panim b'panim, besod called Naidizah, and it is she becomes panim b'panim. I'm not sure what he means, but it says where are they located? At the Nai of Zer Anpin, which is from let's say the Tibur Lamata. Because this is greater than the Tefilas Shachris, the whole. Because she's not coming up. I don't know exactly what it means. So v'achar tefilas arvis ola Rachel l'malo behechel bina imo lahakdila. So then what happens is after, let's read again. He says v'achar tefilas arvis. You finish the Marav at Shabbos night. Ola Rachel goes out l'mala behechel bina ima L'hagdila. And what does Bina do for her? He grows her up. Bina grows her up. So he said, so where I lost my place. Arvis Ola Rachel Lamala, Behechel Bina Ima Lagdila. Ba'azio Shevis Leah im Hazah Panim Bepanim. And when that happens, Leah is now Panim Bepanim in Yisrael Yaakov. Again, what is Yisrael? I think it means Zeranpin, or the entire. Yisrael is the area from the Chazal Lamala, and Yaakov is the area from the Chazal Lamata. So, in other words, the whole length of Zeranpin, behold, just like it was after Chatzos in the weekday. And this continues on until you reach the midnight point of Shabbos, Erev Shabbos. So then Leah goes there too. And they switch places. And she goes down face to face with Yaakov and Yisrael. In other words, the whole length is Zeranpin. Who Leil Shabbos is at this time. Why, I'm a little confused about we have all these things going on here, but we'll read it anyway as a background, and so we'll go on. Leil Shabbos, Acher Chatzos, Ki Oz Rachel Shehoy Rachamim, she is Resmes Rachamim, he Panim Bepanim is Zer Anpin, Kula V'Oz Kula Rachamim Gemurim. Amnam la Amar Haaretz, but with the Amar Haaretz, Huter B'chol Acher Chatzos, Ki Gam Oz Leah Panim Bepanim im Kol Azer Anpin, Ak Kodem Chatzos, Afla Amar Haaretz, Lo Huter Ela B'Leil Shabbos, only in Shber Shabbos if you're going to be Ak Kodem Chatzos. Ki Oz Leah Panim Bepanim Lamata B'Minachazach Levad, B'Hine Kol Zeh, Shalei Pani Bepani the Mata Minachaza, who is that this is Davka B'Tefilas Arvis, only at that time. Shaz Rachel Minachaza the Mata, the Rachel who is from the Chaza the Mata, Acher Kach, Olas Rachel the Mala, then Rachel will go up from that position. Va'az Leah Pani Bepanim Im Yisrael V'Yakov Kamo B'Chol Acher Tzos. Now all of this is really a little confusing about what's for me. About what's moving on, but I'm listening to it anyway. So his im came Kamosha Shalo Amas Haaretz, those people, Lame Haaretz, Motor Bechol Acher Chatzos, Ki Chuter Lechem Gam B'Shabbos Kodem Chatzos, because they have a heter over there at Gan Lashon. Now this is a little confusing to me because we have a lot of movement of Leah and Rachel, different positions, and different languages too. The difference, one language is Yaakov and Rachel. Let me go on anyway. Over Shem and Sason, he says over there, Ha'arech levayer inyan zeh. Ech taloi inyan ha'avlad ha'noitza bizman ha'zivug, v'na'atach ha'devarev b'ketzuloshin, and this is what he says. Calling the Shamas heim kadoshim, chelek aloka mimal. He said, "B'kulim nechlala ba'ada b'rishach kashenivra be'erev Shabbos. V'chet naflach b'kulim toch hakali." Then all of them fell into the kali. Im halavushim shalachem hanikroim selim v'lavush the ketonis or mechashmal b'nis arvitov v'ra. So now everything is mixed up, and they fall into this situation. V'nislavish acher kach b'lavush to gavonas b'lavush the kamis the ketonis or is that the same word? No, the ketonis or mashka dechivya, the poison for this is the tumah of the Vayetzer Hara. B'kol yom b'yom al yedecha sha'adar matachtom osim mitzvahs aseh u'mitzvahs lo saseh ma'al man v'neshamos haniskarim b'toch akali. It's able to lift them up. Hamaluvashim b'levush the ketonis or there's a card in this or which is thick and difficult. Kedei levarer halavush the ketonis in order to be able to refine that levush of the ketonis. Into a, I guess he means when ketonis or the other word. V'na'asim rafach nutzutzim, which are made out of the 288 nutzutzim, k'shenigbecha b'bira, and as this finishes, this bira process, take of adam and mace, the person dies. Mishlavish ba'olam haba, and is closed in the next world. Ba'osach ha'lavush hazak, when this levuk, we changed the lavush, now the levuk is a very refined one. Ka'ashecha b'hoyecha adam kodem chachet. This is why we're here. Levado, Levar, excuse me, Nitzutzoso Shanaflo, that fell. Let me see if I got the place here. Vizel Mavur Ba'urach Be'etz Chaim. He said Shaar Kof Vav. He said Be'perik Aleph Shaar Mem Tens Shatal. He says not Shaar Mem Tens, right at the very end. Shaar Kali. Noga, he said, "V'hine al yedech b'mitzvahs azivug ma'alach b'man ma'osan on the shamas." What you're doing is you're bringing up Mayan Nukvein. You're going upwards. Leman lezun o liyakov v'rachol o Yaakov aleya. Kafi osa ha'etz, and it's really trying to spell out because what happens at the different times. Osa ha'etz shecha na'asach azivug ahu im kodem mechatzos. O acharatzos in b'Shabbos or b'chol. He said b'chinas azman shekain oila osach hanushamas minakali l'ba ba'olam hazeh, to come into this world. Ka'ayin zeh, from this way yehei shir iruv hatov v'hara shebalavush hanushamas. So then you would see, according to the times that you're having, the yichud down below would be the shir. He says iruv hatov v'hara shebalavush Haneshama, because the neshama comes with a levush. It's partially, or at least was originally, fell and it was made out of hide. The neshama. Shechein b'kol zaman yesh tagvuros dinim neshunim mechavero, different kinds of dinim. So he says a mashal of them in this dava b'lechidas alayla, the emosachol. Asher of oz yesh tagvuros dinim. Ola osa haneshama makom yosu tachton, so the goes up. That neshama makom yosu tachton, for the place that is really the lowest place. Umale sigi v'kol shechal lahafridam ella betorach godel v'avur kain, because of this. So velas haneshama yisurim kashim memorim. Shahare hara shabo yosef machatov ad kan devarov ye'on sham od. That's it. Thank you for staying with me. Call 2.